Hello, greetings, and welcome to Bloom from Within Love. I go by Bloomy, and today's brief topic is on the law of compensation. That's right, the law of compensation, which is one of the 12 universal laws of the universe. Law of compensation basically states that you receive what you put out, but I want to add an element to this because when we hear that, we automatically just simply equate it to, the concept of reaping what you sow, sowing and reaping, right? But let's go a little bit more deeper, if you will, in our perspective. So think about it. Law of compensation. You receive what you put out. Let's take that on an energetic level, not just limited to the simplistics of external behaviors, which is certainly the case. But think about it deeper. What are your thoughts? These are all vibrations, okay? What are your thoughts? What are your words? What are your motives? What are your intentions? These are all vibrations. So it's emitting something. And back to law of compensation, you get what you put out. In other words, and I'm just going to use random examples. Let's say you are prone to being very negative or pessimistic in your energy. You're putting that energy out, you're going to get it back. It's not about you didn't mean to. It's about what is, right? It goes both ways because there's a good aspect and a not so good, depending on how you want to identify it, because it equally works the other way, right? Let's say you're optimistic. Let's say you're always encouraging people. Let's say you're always supportive. Let's say that you're doing these things from a neutral plane, because the law of compensation is really geared towards when you're in a state of neutrality, you're not attaching to an expected end. You're not attaching, if I do this, then it's required that I get this. When your vibration is simply being, the law of compensation responds simply to your being in that, okay? Now, I also want to add, because I know many of you, like myself, are probably saying, I don't know about that, because if that be the case, I'm always encouraging people, I'm always loving people, I'm always giving to folks, I'm always positive with folks, and I can't seem to get it back, right? So I got some questions that I want you to pose to yourself. First and foremost, law of compensation doesn't say you will immediately get it back, and it doesn't say you will get it back in the form you expect. In other words, from the externalized versions that you've attached it to, okay? It doesn't say that. It just simply says you will, because it is a law. It is a natural law of the universe. So you will. It will circle around, kind of like the wheel of, it is the wheel of fortune, huh? Yeah, the wheel of fortune in tarot, right? There's a constant spinning wheel. So in essence, you will. It's just a matter of the timing, and the external version of that may not look like what you think. So think about that. The second question is, ask yourself, you may feel that you're always giving, loving, supportive, positive, yada, yada to everybody, and you ain't seeming to get it back, right? Ask yourself, where are you vibrating those very same negative attributes? And I'm only saying negative to help you all equate what I'm saying. Where are you being selfish? Where are you being negative? Where are you being lack of support, if you will, okay? Because it may not be where you think. Sometimes we may be directing our energy, let's say to one person or situation, but maybe there's other areas of our lives that we're being selfish. Maybe there's other areas of our life we're not being that positive and affirming, okay? Because the law of compensation is non-discriminatory, just like all the other laws of the universe. So chances are we are putting that out there, and we are vibrating that on some level. Okay? So it's circling back, right? And just ask yourself this lovingly now, okay? Without judgment, ask yourself, is there areas of my life that I am not supportive, where I am not giving, where I am not affirming and positive, where I am selfish and greedy, where I am, don't judge, but just be open, like, am I not being that way towards myself? Because you are included in this now, oddly enough. Are you being negative to you? Oh, yeah, swallow that. That's a big one. Are you being negative towards yourself? Okay? Are you being non-supportive of yourself? Because that law of compensation is still in operation. So if you are negative towards you, pessimistic towards you, selfish towards yourself, all of these things, harsh on yourself, it's a vibration, and you're still putting it out there to you. So it's just going to reflect and keep giving you back the same thing. So the reason why I felt so inspired to do this is because my resonance and belief, okay? Yeah, I know the music background stopped, but let's just roll with it. All right. So, okay. I understand now. So if this is resonating with you, I understand that in essence, the external universe as we know it, we are co-creating every single experience. It all comes from our programs and belief systems and traumas. Okay? So we're always creating. We've been co-creating. So understanding that the universe really is a mirror. It really is holographic. It's a reflection of your vibrations somewhere, whether they are intentional or not, even if it is subconscious in nature. So, in other words, compensation of what's in your own energy, what you're emitting, what you're putting out there. So, some of you may say, well, hell, what do you do about that? Where do you start? If you want to shift the co-creation that you've been creating, if you want to see more of law of compensation working more in your favor, some of you may say, well, I don't know. Here's my recommendation. If you're anything like me, you've come from the school of hard knocks. If you've been ruled by Saturn a lot, then you come from the school of hard knocks. And it is possible that have created this momentum in negativity because of a lot of abuse, a lot of pain, a lot of trauma, a lot of, right? So I recommend the most simplistic, small way to begin. I said on another video, before trying to really work any of the laws, I personally think that neutrality is first. It's going to always be first because you've built up a momentum up into this moment. So leaping can feel extreme and can create a lot of resistance from your egoic nature. So I recommend setting intentions for neutrality first in terms of how you feel, think, and believe, and what you say regarding your reality, regarding your situations. I don't care what they look like. This is not about denial and delusion. It's not about foo-foo fairy tales. It's about understanding that you're co-creating, and to get yourself in a state of neutral, realizing that all is well. You've created it. All is well. You're going to learn and grow either way. And when you feel that you're getting into your, I call it the brandies. When I'm referring to myself, I'm like, okay, here I go. I'm doing a brandy. When I feel like I'm doing a brandy, then I start saying, okay, I've made an intention to start filling my mind up with more things that's going to help me shift. But I've equally made an intention to give myself permission to feel everything. Give myself permission to be fully present, no matter how radical and extreme. within healthy reason. So I set these intentions. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're having difficulties financially. Let's say you find yourself at an impasse or a same cycle, and you feel like, okay, here we go again kind of energy. So when you sense and feel and see this situation, one of the things that I've been doing is, first of all, I take time to deeply breathe and ground before I do anything. So just a few moments. And then I give myself permission to feel it, face my fears, call myself on it, and then go in the opposite direction once I've gotten there. This is creating this neutrality. So my vibration starts to shift. So in those moments, now my vibration is getting out of, oh my God, it's always negative. Oh my God, this is always happening. Oh my God, and ain't never gonna change. Oh my God, woe is me. Oh my God, I'm never gonna have enough. It gets me out of that energy. It calibrates and it sets a new momentum stage to reprogram. Like, okay, this is happening. However, I created it. My heart is the answer. My heart is the answer, even if I can't clearly see it in this now moment. I give intention to align with my heart in the matter. I give intention to surrender to my highest heart in the matter. I give intention to be fully in the now. I give intention to release any belief that is keeping me in a basal or egoic cycle, even if it's akashic, ancestral, karmic, whatever label you want to put on it, because it's all about what we believe and affirm. Those are the programs and energies. So I always say, I release the program. I release the program. I give intention to release the program. I give intention to release the addiction to the programs. Addictions to sorrow, addictions to poverty, addictions. And some of you may say, nobody has an addiction. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. It's a program. It's a loop. Yeah, we do. The pleasure pain cycle. It's a program. And it's a default. The brain is non-discriminatory. The subconscious is non-discriminatory. It just takes information like a computer. And until we address those things, this is why we feel that resistance and the polarization always happening. So I said a lot. And with all of that being said, law of compensation is about what you're putting out there. You're going to get it back. So it may not be immediately, but you are. It's just a natural law. And so it has nothing to do with, oh, I'm so bad, or placing a label or judgment. It's simply acknowledging energy for energy. Acknowledging thoughts, feelings, vibrations, and actions for what they are, where they are. Realizing that if you're emitting it, you're going to get it. If you're emitting it, you're going to get it. So my recommendation is get into neutrality if you find it somewhat of a challenge to come into a more harmonious, loving vibration or frequency. Then from your neutrality, then you can start to build a momentum more towards what you actually want to create. Another disclaimer I want to put out there to all of you from my deepest heart. This is one of the reasons why we need to go within and look at how we're treating ourselves, and then look at how we're treating others, realizing that either way it goes, no matter what your reasoning is, whatever you're doing is going to come back. This is called taking ownership. So if we're lying to ourselves, we're going to keep getting that energy back. If we're lying to others, we're going to keep getting that energy back. If we're being deceitful and cheating ourselves, we're going to keep getting that back. If we're cheating and deceiving others, we're going to also get that back. If, if you're doing good to yourself, you're going to get that back. If you're doing good to others, you're going to get that back. If you're trying to be the most loving version of yourself to yourself, you're going to get support in that. If you're trying to be that way with others, you're going to also get it back. It may not be from the externalized versions we want to attach it to, but one of the goals is to release attachment. Aaron Doughty talks about this, releasing the meanings, labels, and attachments, because it is the meanings, labels, and attachments that have created the pain. that have created the addiction to the emotional tension, that have created these feelings because we believe something to have more importance than it should, than it really does. So with that being said, let it go. Simply let it all go. I know that's a lot, and it's sometimes seems easier said than done, but I believe in all of you. You can do this. We're in this together. I'm a work in progress right along with you all, and I simply share from my heart, and I hope that this has blessed you. Law of compensation, one of the laws of the universe. What you give, you will get. Think about this on every level, on the deepest cellular and quantum level. Think about this on an energetic level, and look for your answers and how to shift your reality from within. Sending you all love and light. Namaste.